welcome to Waterfall Yoga with Jess, me. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for choosing to practice with me. I hope you're warm. If not, please do one of my warm-up videos first. And then come and join me at the top of your mat. We're going to start in chair pose. Excuse me. So, feet can be hip width, outer edges of feet parallel, or you might want to bring the big toes together, but again keep the outer edges of your feet parallel so that your toes are all facing forwards. I prefer hip width, but it is your choice. So sink your bum back, raise your arms, biceps alongside ears. We're essentially finding a neutral spine here. So from your crown of your head to your tailbone, it's a neutral-ish spine. Weight is towards your heels. If you glance down, hopefully you can see your toes. So your knees are behind your toes. Lovely. If you need less, you can come up higher. If you need more, you can go down really low. Lovely. And then we'll fold forward, step the right foot back, lower the back knee, and find low lunge. So coming up onto your fingertips, opening across the collarbones, shining your chest forwards, gazing ahead, pressing into this left foot, making sure your knee is over your ankle. Lovely. And then walking the hands back towards you, coming to half splits. Option to take blocks here if you have them, or anything that's a nice safe prop for you to use around the house. Right hip is stacked over right knee, and think about your stomach coming towards your thigh rather than your head folding down. So think about that length. Hopefully you can feel a nice juicy stretch up your hamstrings, and it should be not too intense, but just intense enough. Drawing your toes towards your nose. Nice, and walk the hands back forwards. Plant the right hand on the floor. Reach the left fingertips for the sky, finding a nice twist. Breathing. Lovely. Then framing the foot, lifting the back knee. We'll step back to plank and find side plank. So opening the left fingertips to the sky, squeezing the bum, lifting the hips. Option to step the left foot in front for a supported side plank, or any variation of supported side plank that you'd like. Think about pushing out of this shoulder. Check you're not dumping into it. Nice. And coming back to full plank. Keeping the elbows tucked into the body. We'll lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bring your forehead to the floor, clasp your hands behind you. Maybe point your index fingers together. Squeeze behind your shoulder blades, squeeze them together. Squeeze your bum. Think about, if you have a tail, lowering your tailbone. Lovely. And lift your shoulders and your chest off the floor, gazing ahead. Neck, an extension of your spine, not allowing it to do anything out of line. Finding strength through your whole back chain. Lovely. Can you lift any higher? Squeeze and release. Planting the hands under the shoulders, push back to a brief child's pose, and then walk your hands back towards your knees. Come up onto your knees, extend the left leg out to the side. So I'm going to move so you can see me properly, but you can stay there. So right hip is stacked over right knee, left leg is out to the side, and the foot is planted on the floor. Option to have the toes pointing away from you or alongside you, whatever feels good for you. And then reaching the same arm as leg, as knee is on the ground. Gently reach over towards the extended leg. So think about squeezing your bum. Make sure you're not arching your spine behind you. And opening the armpit to the sky. Lovely. Should feel a nice juicy stretch. And a stretch in here. And then coming up, planting the hands on the floor in front of you. So I'm going to come back to my original position, where you guys are. We'll take some cat-cow in this position. So inhaling, dipping the belly, lifting the tailbone, lifting the gaze, and exhale, rounding through the spine. Continuing with your breath in your own time. See how this feels. Does it feel weird? Does it feel great? Does it feel clunky? It's all good. Just let it be. 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 Lovely. Finding neutral. Draw the left knee back underneath the hip. Tuck the toes. Walk the hands forwards and press up to downward facing dog. Lovely. Pressing those palms into the floor. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg reaches for the sky. Power out of that foot. You can point the toes or flex. I don't mind. And drawing the knee into the chest. And extending it back to three-legged dog. And into the chest. And then coming to find high crescent lunge. So planting the foot, reaching the arms to the sky, finding a gentle lift and engagement, not sinking down too much, finding a gentle engagement. Energy out of that back heel, knees stacked over ankle, pinky fingers rotating in towards each other. Lovely. Nice. Find your strength here. Your balance, feel those little wobbles, it's all good. And then opening out into Warrior Two. Heel to arch alignment. Gazing out over those right fingertips. If you glance down, hopefully you can see your right big toe. If not, you could turn your toes slightly in to allow your hip the space that it needs. But think of a wrapping sensation in that front leg. Lovely. Shoulders stacked above hips. And then reaching forwards and swooping over, reaching up above you and behind you. Finding reverse warrior. Option to float the back hand alongside the leg, or to hold on to a top, or wrap it round onto your thigh. Think about opening the armpit to the sky, keeping a nice juicy bend in that front knee, and rooting down into the outer edge of that back foot. Excuse my belly if you can hear that. And then coming to extended side angle. So right elbow to right knee, left arm reaches overhead, one long line. Finding space between the ear and the shoulder. Make sure you're not dumping into that. Find length and space. And breathe. Beautiful. And frame that foot and step that foot forwards. Coming to sit back to chair pose. Weight in the heels, energy out of those fingertips. And then pressing up to stand. Hands come to prayer at heart center. Ooh, sunshine. Okay, taking it on the other side, so sitting back to chair. Lovely, finding that strength. And then folding forwards from the hips. Stepping that left foot back this time. Lowering the back knee. Fingertips to the floor. Maybe props if you need them. It's all good. Finding space across the collarbones, shining the chest forwards. Knees stacked above ankle. Adjust if you need. Lovely. And then walking the hands back to find half splits on this side. Think about drawing your right hip crease back in line with the left. And again, think about your stomach coming towards your thigh rather than your head towards your leg. And walking the hands back forwards, planting the left hand this time, right hand, fingertips reach for the sky. I bruised my thumbnail, you might see. It hurt a lot. Shut it in a door. I don't recommend doing that. Reaching for the sky. Lovely. Framing the foot, stepping back to plank. We'll come to side plank on the other side. So, reaching the right fingertips to the sky. Again, option to take a supported side plank if that's your thing today. Lovely. Hand comes to the ground. Lowering down. Elbows into the sides for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Forehead to the mat. Clasping the hands behind you, creating a little pointy fingers. Squeezing the bum, squeezing behind the shoulder blades. First find that lift and that squeeze of the shoulder blades together, and then lift your chest, gazing ahead and breathing. Nice. Groovy. And then release. Hands come under the shoulders, pressing back to a brief child's pose. Walking the hands back towards you, lifting the hips, coming to gate on this side, so this time I will stay where I am. So that leg is extended out to the side, left hip is stacked over left knee, left arm reaches up and gently over, opening the armpit to the sky, squeezing the bum, making sure you're not arching out. And your right hand can rest. You can bring it onto your hip. You can do whatever you want with it, really. You can wrap it behind you for the crack. Nice. Release. Bring your hands to the floor, underneath your shoulders. And again, we'll find a weird cat-cow. So inhale, dipping the belly, gazing up. And exhale, rounding through the spine. You might find you've a bit less spinal movement here. But just go with the flow. See what's going on here. Feel how it feels. couple more. One more. Nice. And back to neutral, drawing the knee underneath the hip, tucking the toes, walking the hands forwards, and pressing up to downward facing dog. Adjust if you need. And inhale that left leg to the sky. Again, point or flex, I don't mind, just find power. And then draw the knee into the chest, maybe touch your nose. And then inhale, extend, three-legged dog. Exhale, drawing the knee into the nose. And last one, stepping and rising to high crescent lunge on this side. So again, find that gentle lift and engagement. Energy out of the back foot. Tucking sensation of the pelvis. Little pinky fingers wrapping in towards each other. Nice. Knee stacked over ankle at the front. Lovely. And then opening out into your warrior two on this side. Gazing over the left middle finger. Again, if you glance down, can you see your left big toe? If not, can you find that wrapping engagement to open it out so you can? Or do you need to turn your toes slightly inwards? Rooting into the outer edge of the back foot, reaching the hand forwards and sweeping it up and over behind you. Finding reverse warrior. Again, opening the armpit to the ceiling. Keeping the bend in the front knee. And then coming to extended side angle on this side. Again, finding that space between your ear and your shoulder. Lovely. And planting the hands and stepping forwards to find chair. And then finding your mountain pose. Hands come to prayer at heart center. Okay, this time I'm going to do it slightly differently. So sitting back to chair. Then bringing your hands to prayer at heart center. See if you can shift your weight into your left foot and just gently lift up the right toes. And extend that leg behind you. And gently lower it down to find high crescent lunge. Lovely. And then cactus the arms open. Lifting the chest to the sky. Gentle back bend. And then reaching the arms straight back up. Planting the right hand alongside the left foot. Energy out of the back heel. Reach the left fingertips to the sky. This time, option if you would like a bit more of a core challenge, to see if you can come to your fingertips firstly, and if that's easy, see if you can lift your fingertips off the floor, keeping your legs exactly as they were. Lovely, and then framing the foot, stepping back to plank. Opening the left hand to the sky, finding side plank. Option to lift the top leg. Supported side plank. Two, always an option. And then coming back to full plank, maybe keeping that left leg lifted. Lowering down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. This time we're going to lift both the top body, the chest off the floor, and your feet and knees. So squeezing the bum, tucking the tailbone, squeezing between the shoulder blades, finding that engagement. Lift. Beautiful. Very important bit of your core, this, your back body. Yeah. Often neglected. Pay attention to it. Nurture it. And release. Bring the hands underneath. Your shoulders pressed back to a semi-child's pose and up to downward facing dog. Inhale. The right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. This time let's bring it to tap the left elbow or bicep. And then inhale, extend. And exhale, drawing it to the right bicep this time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, drawing it into the chest. Lowering down the foot to the floor. Rising up high, crescent lunge. Opening out to warrior two. Reaching forwards. Swooping up and over, reverse warrior. Opening that armpit, rooting into the outer edge of the back foot. And then coming to extended side angle. Reaching the left arm overhead. Again, option, harder. Bring both arms alongside the ears. Yay. And then frame the foot. Pivot your toes so they're all facing forwards. And option to come to warrior three. So again, nice back body work. Front knee can keep a little micro bend. Energy out of the lifted leg. Lovely. And see, can you draw it in to your chest? And then lower it down and sit back to chair. And rise up to stand. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we'll go on the other side. So sinking back to chair. Lovely. Maybe taking prayer hands. Shifting your weight into your right foot. This time lifting up your left toes. Can you send them back with control? And find high crescent lunge. Beautiful. Open out into a cactus with your arms. Gentle back bend. Shining the chest to the sky. And reaching up. Left hand plants, right fingertips reach for the sky. Again, option to see, can you come onto those left fingertips? Can you lift those left fingertips and keep your legs exactly as they are? Lovely. And frame the foot. Step back to plank. Come to side plank. Maybe lift that top leg. Make sure you're not dumping into the shoulder. Lovely. Lift the hips. And keeping that right leg lifted, maybe not. Maybe even on your knees if you need to be in a half plank. That's all good. Lowering down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Forehead to the floor. Squeeze the bum, tuck the pelvis. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Point those fingers. And lift. Beautiful. Breathe. Smile. Cry. Whatever you need to do. And release. Hands underneath the shoulders. Push back to a kind of child's pose, and then up to downward facing dog. You know it, we're gonna lift that left leg. So inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee across the body to tap the right bicep. And then inhale, extend, three-legged dog. Exhale to the left bicep. Extend into the chest and stepping it through into high crescent lunge. Opening out to warrior two. Flipping the palm, reaching forwards, swooping up and over, reverse warrior. Open that armpit to the sky. Root down into that back foot. Tuck the pelvis as much as possible. Then coming to extended side angle. Maybe drawing both arms alongside the ears. Nice. Framing the foot. Stepping this right leg in. Maybe you're going to join me in warrior three. Finding power coming out of that foot. Gaze is ahead. Squeezing the bum. Maybe keeping a micro bend in the left leg. Beautiful. Wobbles are good, I promise. Means you're challenging yourself today where it is. And then see, can you draw that knee into the chest before letting it go back down to the ground, sinking back to chair. And then rising up to stand. Hands come to prayer at heart center. Whew. Breathing. Nice. Let's heel toe the feet out to sort of mat width and sink down into a yogi squat. Great position. You might need to lift your heels. Might want to put something under there. You might need to be up here. It's all good. Wherever is good. Feels good. And then see, can you sit down onto the ground from there? If not, make your way down gracefully to the floor. Welcome to boat pose. So, hands can be behind you. To start with, lifting the shins parallel with the floor. And maybe you extend your arms out in front of you. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Down and back. Lovely. And maybe you take your peace fingers around your big toes, extend the legs, and open wide, balancing on your bum. Nice. Coming back to center and lowering the feet to the floor. Let's roll down carefully through the spine. So if you need some support, have your hands out to the side, please. Otherwise, tuck and roll till your head comes down. Nice. And then we'll adjust so that your hands can tickle your heels, ideally, but no problem if not. Wherever they are, they are. Toes facing forwards, knees stacked over hips, not stacked over, but you know, hip width apart, that's what I mean, in this line. Shoulders relaxed on the floor, head relaxed on the floor. Squeeze the bum, Gently lift the tailbone first, and then keep going. Feel each vertebrae lift off the floor until you find full bridge. Squeeze the bum. Think about drawing your thighs together, but really they stay parallel. But that's the sensation. Lovely, and then release back down to the floor like you came up. And then we'll go again. So squeeze, lift that tailbone, lift the spine. Stay on your shoulders. Don't come up onto your neck. Make sure you're still on those shoulder blades. Squeeze the bum. Maybe roll onto the outer edges of your arms and clasp the hands underneath you. Squeeze the bum. Squeeze the bum. And then coming up onto your tiptoes, release the arms and allow the spine to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And then bring your heels back down to the floor. Nice. I'm going to shuffle forwards a little, mainly so I'm still in frame. Whatever space you have around you, you might be able to stay there. We're going to come into shoulder stand and then plow, if you'd like. So come into shoulder stand again, making sure you stay on those shoulder blades. Please don't crunch your neck. Squeeze the bum, toes pointing to the sky. Lovely. And then maybe allowing the feet to drop down overhead, coming to plow. Hands can support you or be down on the floor. Again, careful of your neck and don't try and look anywhere but at your knees, at your thighs. Breathe. If you can't quite make this, you might just want to bend the knees and allow them to drop by your ears. And then when you're ready, coming back up to shoulder stand. And then releasing with control, maybe using your arms on the floor to support you. Rock. Nice. Allow the knees to fall to one side. And then the other. Windscreen wiper them as required. And give your knees a squeeze. Take some little circles with the knees, and that should echo down into your sacroiliac joint, the very base of your spine, and allow that to be massaged into the floor. Really gently, small circles, and then change direction. Lovely. Give them a big squeeze. Take hold of your right knee, extend the left leg long. Extend the right arm out to the side if you've room. If not, you could cactus the arm like this. And then draw the right knee to the left side, keeping the right shoulder on the floor, just going to wherever's comfortable. Gaze can be ahead of you, up to the ceiling, maybe out over the right arm extended. Wherever feels good. And breathe. back to centre. Give that knee a squeeze. Swap it to the left. Extend the right leg long. Extend the left arm out long to the side, or maybe cactus. And then use the right hand to guide the left knee over to the right. And keeping the left shoulder into the ground. Gaze wherever's comfortable. Ideally the same as what you did on the other side. So. And breathe. Notice that you're holding any tension in places you don't need. Like your fingers on your left hand, like your face, your jaw, your tongue, your lips, your forehead. Nice. And then draw that knee back in and just give it a big squeeze. And then maybe join it with the other leg and come to happy baby before we extend to Shavasana. So option to take the outer edges of the feet with the hands, or you can take your peace fingers around the big toes, whichever you prefer. I like the outer edge of the feet myself. And draw the knees towards the armpit, trying to think about your spine lengthening down onto the mat. So your tailbone and your head. Trying to relax your shoulders. Rock around if it feels good. Do whatever feels good. Nice. And release. Give yourself a big squeeze. And extend the legs long and wide. And allow the arms to fall out to the sides. A bit of space away from the body. Shoulders relaxing down and into the floor. Palms open to the ceiling. If you have any lower back discomfort, might be an idea to roll up a towel and put that under your knees. Or you could come to semi-supine instead, with your knees facing the sky. If you can, come into corpse pose, Shavasana. And if time allows, please, oh my gosh, please press pause and set a timer for whatever time you can to enjoy the Shavasana. Get a blanket, some jumpers, some socks. Put on some chill music and just allow yourself to be held by the floor. Feel everything melt away. Shutting down the eyes if you can. And when you're ready, wriggling the fingers and the toes, bringing them back to life. Taking some circles with the wrists and the ankles, both directions. Taking any moves you need, maybe a big overhead stretch. It's only a block. And then rolling over to one side. Making a pillow for your head with your hands. Taking a moment before gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Finding your roots into the floor, relaxing your shoulders. Taking a moment for you. And just take a moment to thank yourself and thank your body for looking after you and for practicing today. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing with me. I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Please like if you liked it, comment, tell me what you enjoyed, suggestions, everything. Tell me about it. Have a great day. Bye.